everybody, and welcome back to the Pick and Roll live stream. We are here for some betting free picks for the Friday play-in tournament action, as well as the NBA playoffs, which get started on Saturday. So 2 free picks are coming your way, and we're back after the Tuesday show went 3-0 on the initial games in the NBA play-in tournament. Yes, Pips showing it off there, but it was a lovely win on Trae Young yesterday, which did get us that 3-0 start. So what an amazing start. Let's try and keep things going today with the picks that we have. If you tailed those picks, if you're thinking about tailing the picks today, make sure to hit that like button for today's stream, and also make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Reminder later on today as well, me and Pips have a Suns and Timberwolves playoff preview. It'll be dropping at 1 p.m. Eastern time right here on the Board YouTube channel, the Hammers NBA Content Division. Let's get into the picks that we have for today's show. Just going to get one last screen on this to make sure that all of the odds are available and ready to go. But we're going to be going, first of all, to BetMGM for a same-game parlay. Then we are going to be going to DraftKings Sportsbook for a player prop. And then, and that will be it for today's show. Before we go, though, we will recap the previous show's plays and get any thoughts overall on the slate from Pips himself. So let's get started here. We have in the Kings and Pelicans game, we're going to be going to Brandon Ingram once again. We're going to take over 4.5 assists, and we're going to have Trey Murphy for 12 plus points. This is minus 120 at BetMGM. This is we wanted to get more involved with the other play-in tournament game, but just with injuries that are happening, we haven't quite had the lines open yet. So we will have another bet for tomorrow, as I said, coming at you for today. But for the second play, we are going to be going to the Magic and Cavaliers series, and in game 1, we have Max Strus under 10.5 points. That is available for minus 125 at DraftKings. All right, let's hand it over to Pips for the first time today, starting with the Ingram play alongside Trey Murphy. What do you see as far as the matchup is concerned with the Pelicans against the Kings?
So Ingram, great success against this line entire season. If you look at the graphics for this one, it's like he's crushing this line so far this season. He is over 30 out of 35 when he's playing teams outside of top 10 assists allowed, so the least allowed. So when he's playing teams that allow above average assist, and that's the Kings. The thing with Kings, when he's playing 26 plus minutes, he averaged 6.4 assists, and those games include Zion playing, and we have Zion out. Last game against the Lakers, Ingram played only 25 minutes. With Zion, everything ran through him. He only had 4 assists, but he had 13 potential assists in that game. I watched the entire game, and in 25 minutes, getting 13 potential assists is insane. They were just posting up and playing when doubles came. I think Kings will do similar stuff. He had great success against the Kings this season. So this is mostly based off Zion being out. I expect Trey Murphy to be the guy to take the most minutes and the most usage. Great matchup for him. As we had them playing a couple of days ago, and Trey Murphy had a great game. I just forgot the number. I will pull it out. Last game they played on 11th on April. Trey Murphy scored 27 points against this Sacramento Kings team. Yeah, it was without Ingram. Now it's without Zion. These guys have similar usage. We can expect a big game for Trey Murphy. So yeah, love this spot for Trey Murphy, and for Ingram without Zion too. I think they'll look to put CJ away from the ball, off ball, and let him shoot some good shots, because when he's on the ball, he's, especially against the Lakers, he forced a lot of pull-up middies, pull-up threes. So I think they need to put the ball in Ingram's hand and just try to hit guys moving on the movement, and that's how I see the game going.
Yeah, it was interesting. As rough as some things went for the Pelicans that game, they may have won if Zion had stayed in. They still almost won that game. But yeah, CJ was very poor. Ingram was very poor, and didn't play in the clutch minutes. What did you make of Ingram getting benched, by the way?
Yeah, I mean, the bench guys kind of had it. Trey Murphy and Alvarado were on the roll. I expected Ingram to be back when Zion got hurt. Going with CJ was a terrible idea. So yeah, I get it. But when Zion got hurt, you need to be your best creator on the court, especially when you have Herb Jones, Trey Murphy around. You need to go with Ingram. I mean, he didn't look great that game, but he still created a ton of good looks for his teammates. 4 assists is not a representation of how well he created. If he had like 7 or 8 assists, that will be like more better.
Better
Better
performance.
representation of how he played. So yeah, I hope in this game they do it. I mean, that game was awesome, like great game. Willie Green Pelicans lost because they were late to adjust. When they started switching, which was with like I expected them to not start Valanciunas and to just switch earlier. They went to that in the second half, and Lakers offense just completely like went shit. Like they couldn't create anything.
Yeah,
and they went on a great run. And I think they need, like they had the game like a couple of days before that game to adjust, and they were late to adjust. So yeah, if Zion didn't got hurt, probably could be in a win. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's still on the coaching. They needed to adjust way earlier.
They definitely, front office needs to have a serious conversation about Jonas Valanciunas' future on that team, because it's like every year in the playoffs. I mean, I watched it as a Raptors fan too. It's every year in the playoffs. He just cannot hang. It's unfortunate, but
I think it actually was better than the last game they played of the regular season, because in that game Lakers were getting layups easily. Now at least they had some size inside, but still got cooked in every pick and roll. So yeah. So far these playing games were absolutely insane. Great basketball, great games. Wow. We don't count Bulls and Hawks for sure. Like that's anomaly.
At times the Sixers Heat game wasn't the best in the first half.
I love that game. Like
it was an entertaining game, but it maybe wasn't the best basketball being played.
I mean, both teams played great defense.
Indeed, yeah.
And offense. I mean, Heat never played good offense. Like that's like. No. Main thing, like their half court offense is garbage, and there's another garbage on the court, and that's Hero. He couldn't make anything. Like he was terrible, like he always is. So yeah, Butler getting hurt. And as a huge Nurse fan, what's your reaction on the first half? Like, how do you have Nick Nurse struggling against the zone? Like.
It was almost as if the Sixers weren't ready for a zone, but it's the Miami Heat. They're obviously going to play a zone against you. It just felt like they weren't prepared for the zone, which is crazy, because you'd think everything would go.
It's a big problem.
This game.
It's a big problem. Like this was a big problem. They always spent like 15 seconds of the possession to get the ball to the Embiid. They were denying it, and then we can get the ball to Embiid, and it's 7 seconds of the shot clock. Let's take a contested three. Like it was. And then second half they went to the maxi more, just going inside, running through the to the middle, and then things started working. Like, and
it was
why the fuck.
Why the fuck? To get the entry pass every time into Embiid in the high post, and Miami knew exactly what they were doing. They got so many cheap steals like that. Like that's the reason Miami took a big lead in the game.
Yeah, they had easy transition. Like they suck at half court offense, and then you just allow them to score like 30 points of the transition, which is insane. And when the teams that have Embiid can't be anywhere near good enough on transition defense because he's so slow to get back. Like that's insane. And I would say like. What the fuck did Nick Nurse thought with starting Oubre over Nicolas Batum? I was like completely that was insane part for me. Like I knew this is a game for Nicolas Batum. Like all over it. Like great shooter, high IQ, can play. Like he's probably the best player on the 76ers against the zone. Like on the entire roster. Like high IQ, can make the pass, can shoot. Like, and then you see the zone and he doesn't play much. Like, but overall they ended up winning. I'm actually happy for them. I don't want to watch Knicks and Miami play one against another. So yeah.
The Sixers saved the world from a Heat Knicks series because that would have just been the worst basketball for however many games that took. Yeah, I think we do get better here, and I hope the Heat go through and we get a Heat Celtics rematch in the first round. That would be something very entertaining for the first round. But let's shift to the second play here, and we have a former Miami Heat player involved. Max Strus going with his under 10.5 points for minus 125 odds against the Orlando Magic. What do you see Orlando throwing at the Cavs here?
It's just the numbers. The numbers say when they are healthy, he can score against the good spot-up defense. That's just about it. He isn't getting any inside looks. He's shooting threes when they are healthy, and when he's going against good spot-up teams, numbers just show that he's nowhere near. I think I sent you the graphics for Max Strus. It just, yeah, you can see like when Mitchell, Garland, Allen, Mobley, and LeVert are healthy and playing like they are for the game one, and when he's playing teams outside of bottom 10, not even crazy good teams on spot up, just not terrible teams on spot up, he's under this line in 12 out of the 14 with 8-point average. And as we can see, Orlando Magic is second best spot up defense, and as we can see, similar type of players, shooters, are underperforming against the Orlando Magic, like Malik Beasley, Luke Kennard, Norman Powell, Klay Thompson, Dante DiVincenzo, and Sam Merrill. Like shooters underperform against spot-up shooters, mostly underperform against Orlando Magic. They are long, they have great size, they are moving around, and they are not leaving anyone wide open for the three. So this is a very difficult matchup. They are healthy, and in some scenarios they can go with LeVert over Max Strus late into the game. If Niang has some game, maybe they go to him. Like they have options. If they need defense, they can have a Okoro in there. Like matchup wise, we are not even certain that Max Strus will get 30 plus minutes in this game. So yeah, I kind of like this spot. And even if you take a look at the graph, 2 games that he went over, one is Lakers, terrible defense. Other one is Dallas. That game, I mean, outlier. Yeah. They went blitzing Mitchell and yeah, that's it. Like, so I like this spot, and I always like lean towards unders in the playoffs. If it's not some semi-game parlay on like in-game read, defensive scheme read.
All right, so there we have the 2 plays for today. That is going to do it for today's show. Actually, it's not going to do it for today's show. We have to do the recap. Not going to skip this one, of course, because, well, we never skip them, but not going to skip this one by any means because this is a 3-0 start to the postseason for Pips. Great job on the picks here. 2 winners in the Lakers and Pelicans game, and also a winner in yesterday's Hawks-Bulls matchup with the Trae Young under on points, over on assists. It's been a couple days since we had the Lakers and Pelicans play, but any word from you, Pips, on the picks overall? Just what clicked for you in these ones?
Ingram was easy one, even though he had 4, like didn't even close the game. They shot terrible on his assists, on his pass, and still got 4. Lakers ended up winning the game, so that one was easy. Another one easy was Reeves and LeBron. Trey Murphy goes over in the 4th, but he ended up with, well. I think he ended up with 12 at the end. So also wasn't even close at the end. So easy wins there. I mean, that game was, I had a good like read on that game. I maybe expected a bit earlier. No Valanciunas and switching from the Pelicans, but all in all, it worked really well. And yeah, I had Lakers winning. I didn't see why they were underdogs in that game, and they ended up winning. On the other side of the game, I had Golden State Warriors winning at the Kings, and they got completely destroyed in that game, which is, that's just
ugly for the
ugly.
Warriors.
Yeah,
very ugly for the Warriors. And just quickly a word on the Warriors from myself here. The Warriors finished 10th in a Western Conference this season. That does not include a good Memphis team, which they very likely will be next season, and does not include a year two Victor Wembanyama. So a big offseason for them in deciding if they want to continue to go heavy into the luxury tax to fund this team when they were barely competitive in a weaker West than what it's likely going to be that conference next season.
And I would say Rockets are also coming for
that's true
for the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. So. You're right. They'll be they'll be even better next season as well. So the Warriors have to look themselves in the mirror and really decide if they can hang next season. But I think as long as Curry's there, they're going to try their hardest. So West is going to be a dogfight next season
again.
Even bigger one is what I'm saying.
Even bigger one.
Insanity.
And the East will probably be worse next season, which is
Yes, I also agree with that. It's the way the NBA has been. It's the bigger markets. It's the better front offices. It's just they're in the Western Conference. That's just how it's been. So I guess it will continue in that way more severely that's what I think for next season. But that will now do it for the show. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Reminder, later today, me and Pips, we have a video dropping where we covered the Suns and Timberwolves series. We also previously did a preview for the Clippers and Mavericks, which is already on the channel if you want to go and check that out. But with so much content coming at you for the NBA playoffs, make sure you're subscribed to our channel here, The Board HQ, and please make sure as well you drop a like if you did enjoy this stream. And because you never know when the content is coming out, sometimes we just do some shock drops on videos. Having that notification bell turned on ensures that you never miss out on an episode. But let's go to the recap of the picks for today. First of all, in the Kings and Pelicans game, for minus 120 odds at BetMGM, you can get Brandon Ingram over 4.5 assists and Trey Murphy 12+ points. And in our second bet here, Max Strus under 10.5 points is minus 125 at DraftKings as the Cavs host the Orlando Magic for Game 1 on Saturday. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Me and Pips will be back next week to go back to some daily NBA picks here as the playoffs ramp up for the first round, and we very much hope to see you there. We very much hope to be celebrating these two winners for today. See you later, everybody.